Hi, everybody. This is, or I am Coffee Brown, and this channel is Coffee Spills the Tea. So before I get started, let's just kind of talk about what we're going to discuss today. Number one, we're going to talk more about where can you go to get some free training, free education, not only for yourselves, but say if you have kids and they need to get more education. We're going into summer. Wouldn't you like to have a place where kids can go online and do some learning, get caught up or get ahead? So we'll talk about that. Some developments that I've been making towards myself, because really, as you all might know by now, my goal is to get out of here as soon as possible. So if I'm chronicling this and vlogging about it, hopefully it's giving you some ideas as well. And just some general updates and some reminders about deadlines because there's always going to be deadlines. So before we get started with that, let me this always say what I've been saying, which is like, if you could you please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will know right away. As always, I invite those comments come into the chat or to come to put some comments down into the comments section below. If you're a troll, I'm most likely not going to respond to you, and I will just erase you because this channel is about uplifting, helping Black women. We're helping each other. We are trying to make it so that we can have self-care and self-love. And when we have care for ourselves and love for ourselves, then we have an ability to better care for the people around us and better love the people around us. Okay, so today is Saturday, May 12th, 2025. And I just figured I'd just make this my upload for the weekend for this video. So first things first, I always wait till the last second for taxes. And I did not put that into my last video. It was by accident, but I should have mentioned it is tax day for, no, I did talk about it in my last video. It is tax day for the United States on April 15th, which is Tuesday. You don't have any more time after that. You need to file. If you make like a crazy low amount of money, probably like a couple thousand a year, I think you're exempt. But I think other than that, everybody um has to file. So please don't delay on that. I have been in the habit of waiting until the last minute because sometimes some things change right before we're going to file. Oh, you don't have to do this, or I remember once there was something going on during the pandemic, as far as how to file, and it just seems sometimes there's last minute things coming out. So guess what? I just wait till the last second. So I'm going to be going through all of my things, all of my bank statements, everything this weekend. I have all my 1099s together, and I can go ahead and I can work on my taxes probably on Monday. Probably going to just do it on Monday, or I might wait till Tuesday. Depends on how much time I have free in my day on Monday versus Tuesday. But yeah, so this is one of my things that I just wanted to let all of you know. If you have a W-2 and you are filing your taxes, and maybe like me, I don't have any kids, I don't have anything really to write off or anything. If I was a W-2, I really wouldn't have very much I can do to write off. But if you have a side business, this is great if you have a 1099. Now, you can't just create a business and just be like, I'm just going to lose, and I'm just never going to do anything with it so that I can just like write things off. If you are if you're truly creating a business and you are actually doing work with that business and you are generating a 1099 because of that business, then you have a way to write things off. Now, I just happened to fall into 1099 work because, after my W-2 work ended, the only thing I've been able to get are contracts, which is fine by me. And so everything is a 1099. So I can write off a lot of things. I can write off my office. I can write off the electricity and the utilities that go with this office. If I have to buy things related to this office, I get to write those things off. Um, like there's a certain amount of mileage. I'll probably do standard mileage, so I can just have that just written off. And they'll probably ask me to go to my car and tell me what my mileage is. That's okay. I will just go ahead and do that. So if you are someone who's like doing side work on the side and you're not doing a 1099, then you're losing out on deductions. You really need to do that. So consider pulling yourself together for 2025 and making sure that if you have side gig or side work that you're doing, that you set yourself up for 1099. And the way that I started doing it now is that I have a business that I started in my state. I have an LLC. It will be up to you. You need to consult with a lawyer. And the best way to get a lawyer where you pay little to nothing is to go through the Small Business Administration. This is now, I'm just talking about Americans, American men, American women. Go to Small Business Administration, ask for a mentor. Once you get in, you're talking with the mentor, like, and they are good. They're going to help you with like getting your business established, getting started. And one of the things that they know about are resources. Where can you go in your area where they may have like attorneys that are pro bono that can help you with getting your business off the ground and choosing what kind of business, blah, blah, blah. So if you can do that, then you'll have a way to be able to deduct things when it comes time for tax time. Without my deductions, I think I would probably be struggling quite a bit because I don't know what I would do. Um, but and it's unfortunate. I think it was an Obama thing that it used to be that like, no matter what you did, like if you were paying for things out of pocket for things that related to your work, you could write it off. And then I think the Obama era, he closed that loop and said, no, 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 only if you truly have a home office and you are a 1099. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what happened. And then it was just kind of like never pulled back, which kind of sucks. So you need to set up a business and decide what business structure do you want that you want. Please don't do sole proprietor, like just straight up sole proprietor. My mom did that for her business, and you're paying like almost 50% in taxes, which is freaking insane. It's just insane. It's because you just get no tax breaks off a sole proprietor. So just don't do that. Set up a structure, some kind of LLC or an S corp or C corp or however, and I don't know what the deal is for you, so you need to go and check. Who knows what you think your business is going to scale to? Go to the SBA, get a mentor, and figure it out. Okay. So taxes are due on the 15th. You need to set that up. You need to be ready to make a payment if you owe money, even if you just make an initial payment and then make a plan. Contact the IRS and make a plan to pay, like over so many payments, so many installments. Can you make this payment for paying IRS for what they owe? And the same thing for state. So make sure you pay your federal, make sure you're paying your state, file your federal, file your state. There are plenty of free online ones. I think it's called Free Tax USA. I think so. That's one I use, Free Tax USA. And it's free for federal filing. They charge me, I think, like $14.95 for state filing. That's fine. I always just have them go ahead and do federal and state at the same time. So just do that. The other good thing is I remember I told everybody about 1 or 2 videos ago about Planet Fitness, and I was like, look, there's different times of the year when gyms have sales because enrollment is just kind of a little bit higher than normal because it's like going into summer's over, you know, Black Friday, and it's the beginning of the year, just like 4 times in the year. And so I joined Planet Fitness, and they give you 3 days to cancel it before it kicks in. So you pay the $3.95 startup fee, and then in 3 days they're going to charge me the $15. And then my annual fee that they're going to charge me, which is $44, is going to occur like on June 1st. So, so I will be going to the gym. So this is my last weekend of sloth and gluttony before I actually like put all that stuff down. I went to the store. I got like a whole bunch of healthy stuff. And I have to go back to the store because I have these huge 5-gallon containers of water that I need to fill. So I'm gonna fill that stuff up as well. And I have that ready to go because I plan to get my water intake back up as well. So I hope all of you took advantage of that and you got that Planet Fitness. If not Planet Fitness, there might be some other place that's doing some kind of sale if you're like, hey, you know what? I need to get into shape. So I know somebody said, yeah, you need to get yourself healthy because I had a video a few ways back where I was crying a little bit and I was feeling unhealthy. And somebody's like, you need to get healthy. And I was like, yep, I sure do. And that's why as soon as I get some money, I'm going to be able to do it. Well, it just so happens that Planet Fitness had a sale, so only $15 a month. I can do $15 a month. So yay, I did that. Um, I also just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of information on what you could do for your career as far as if you are at the point in your life where you're just like, you know what, I need to do something to side gig, but yet there's nothing that's really resonating, or I just don't seem to have the skills to be able to do what I'd like to do. So I have two websites that I want to recommend to you. I will put those websites in the chat. I'm just going to quickly take you to them so that you can see what's so special about these two websites that I'm about to show you. Okay, so let me take you to the first one, which is called edX. edX. And again, I will put this in the chat. So I had joined edX back when they first started, which is during COVID. And it's just a whole bunch of colleges and universities around the world that have put this content on this website. And you can watch or you can join this website for free, and they're not may they're going to have you like sign in. You create a username, password. It's going to send you a link. You're going to have to validate that link through your email, so that they know that it's a real person, and then you're up and in. And then what they're going to do is, the fun thing is, they're going to say, what are your interests? And you can say, okay, well, I'm interested in X, Y, and Z, or you can just go ahead and skip. And for some reason, it knew it knew off the bat, or it could just say these are the popular things that people are interested in. And so I said I was interested in Scrum, and so I automatically got into the Scrum course. So when you go in here and you sign up for the Scrum course, which is out of University of Maryland, then as soon as I begin this course, I'm going to be able to take these classes, and it's going to tell me like this is what you're going to get from week to week. So if you're somebody that's like seeing all those Scrum Master remote jobs, there are a lot of remote Scrum Master jobs. There are also a lot of people vying for these Scrum Master remote jobs. But I think a lot of people are unsuccessful because they think, okay, I'd love to be a Scrum Master, but they don't understand what is Agile. What are the tools that you're using when you are a Scrum Master? How are you going to work in a Scrum? What is a Scrum team? How does this Scrum work? Like none of you're not going to be able to BS your way around an interview for that. And so this will teach you how to, it'll give you some general knowledge. I would say general knowledge, I think enough to get yourself in. And you can always say, hey, I'm new to this. But you can adjust your resume, use Chat GPT, don't have it rewrite it totally so that you just don't understand what's going in there or going on with your resume, but just have your resume rewritten in such a way so that it can pull out things that Scrum Masters would do, that you would do in an agile environment. And it can rewrite, and then you just go in and just kind of tweak it and fine tune it, because it should be that ChatGPT is there to help guide you, but it's not there to do everything for you. So, you can do this. And then if you want to get this certificate over here on the right that says that you complete this course, that's when you would pay the money. Now, I'm not going to pay the money, but you could. I don't need it. Okay. So that was just one thing, but there are many, 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 many courses that you can take in here. I can just say, hey, you know what? I'll just go in here and maybe I want to go into project management. Oops, management. Okay. And it'll bring up all these courses on project management. And you can go in and you could take these different courses on project management. So I think edX is a good start for you if you're like, hey, you know what, I want to learn some things. And think of it as like a Coursera, kind of like a Coursera adjacent. And so you could do Coursera or you could do edX, or you can do both. So this was oh yeah, here it is, business administration. I was just kind of looking up things that I wanted to do on edX. And so when I did that, it gave me all of these things. Like if I want to take a course, and really you want to say, I want to take a course, not I want to earn a certificate, because that's when you're going to have to start to pay. Now, artificial intelligence is hot right now. And if you can get any classes on artificial intelligence, any classes on prompt engineering, you're ahead of the game. Also, another thing that's hot right now is cybersecurity. I've seen some six-figure stuff. I'm not saying that when you first finish up and you take edX, you're going to go in and you're going to get a six-figure salary, but it could help to get you in the door if you can talk about cybersecurity, if you can understand cybersecurity, if you take a few courses from the other courses that I've talked about in other videos. Like these are free courses you can take that will teach you the tools behind cybersecurity, and then you practice that. Then you come in and you're going to start kind of low, right? So entry level on the totem pole. But the thing is that as you are working and you're getting better and you're proving that you are becoming a master of the trade, you will quickly be able to move up in this field. And you should be able to get yourself to that six-figure salary if you want. So this is called edX. The other one I want to talk about is Khan Academy. Now, Khan Academy has been around for a while. I think I've known about this since we started with the COVID thing as well. Now, Khan Academy has a lot for ages K through 12. The reason why I like Khan Academy is because even though it's for, they say, hey, we're for K through 12, think about this for a moment. Like a lot of us, I was in public health, and they were saying the majority of adults have about the sixth grade level of like reading, math, and like like social sciences and stuff like that. Sixth grade level. And so when you are they were saying, so when you're putting together, say, a pamphlet that you want to leave at a doctor's office, you have to leave it at like a sixth grade level, because really that's all I think that we can mentally tolerate. And we get so far away from school after years and years and years that you're just like, wait a minute, I have to be able to calculate a quadratic formula. What's a quadratic formula? How do I find the slope of this line? Like things like that. And kids are smarter than we are because they're in school right now. But soon when they get to be our age, they're gonna be as smart as we are, which is like less. So I use Khan Academy so I can learn like things that I need to know at a slower pace that's more for like, not like it's like, oh, it's grade school, here's your pink and here's your blue, tell me about your feelings. But no, it tells you on a very basic level, or teaches to you on a very basic level, things that you need to know, like algebra. I don't know a lot about algebra, and so when I signed up for this, it's going to say, what kind of courses would you like? What level? Like, what grade would you like to learn at? And this is where your kids are coming in. Because if you're signing up for your kids, then you can say, hey, my kid's in second grade, my kid's a little behind with reading. You can pick, you want second grade reading, um, addition, whatever. And then it will build a curriculum for your child. And then this summer, when your child's at home, instead of like being out there till the street lights come on, they could be inside for 2 or 3 hours, learn your Khan Academy, and then you can go outside and play. But for yourself as an adult, I just picked ninth grade because I'm like, look, ninth grade is as far as I think I know, as far as like things like algebra. I'm just not good with algebra, with like calculus, pre-calculus, pre-algebra. I was just like, I need to learn those things. So you can go in there and you can choose what kind of courses you like, pick your grade. I picked ninth grade, and then I was able to go in and choose, or it was able to lay out like things that I want to know. And I did another one. They have AI for ninth graders, getting started with generative AI. Now, getting ready to teach it, I'm not worried about that because I'm not teaching it. But I also am not really great with financial literacy. And so I asked it, I said, hey, I'm interested in financial literacy. And so these are the courses that they pulled up based on that. I also saw that they had an intro to Python for ninth graders. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna click any yeah, I have an interest in that. And it pulled up this is what it's pulled up. Like if you're in ninth grade, this is what they're going to be teaching, or this is what they're going to be teaching the ninth graders. I also said, hey, you know what? I'm just kind of interested in music. So it brought up a whole bunch of like music stuff. And then it also Khan Academy also has partners. And they're like, are there partners that you're interested in? And I was just like, yeah, I'm interested in NASA. Now it says here, welcome to NASA Mission Control, measuring the universe, exploring. Yeah. So there's a few courses with NASA. I know I looked up other, the J. Paul Getty Museum, exploring ancient worlds through the arts. I just went in and oh yeah, I also said I wanted pre-algebra because I was like, before I take algebra, I want to be able to take pre-algebra. So I need to know about factors and multiples, patterns, ratios and rates, percentages. These are the things that will help me with algebra, which will then help me with statistics, which will then, and linear regression, which is then going to help me with AI if I decide I want to go down that pathway. And I just feel like this is a really great website for everybody. If you're like saying, hey, you know what? I'm not in ninth grade. Like, I don't know what's a what's a factor? Like, well, you know, what do they mean by wait, let me go back down. What do they mean by factors and multiples? Like, I don't understand what this is. Like, what? Go to sixth grade. They're not going to start sending you stuff and like, hey, sixth grader. They just send you material so that you can learn. So pick the grade that you think is appropriate for where you'd like to learn things. And then they'll like give you some suggestions on things for you to pick, and you pick what you'd like to pick and start getting some knowledge down. Because I'm telling you right now, this is the time for you to start saying to yourself, I need to do more. I need to educate myself more. I need to focus on getting a little bit more about or information about AI. I need to be able to get a little bit more financial literacy. The stock markets have been going up and down and all around, and you know, and I really was contemplating on whether I would take my 401k and move it into a Roth IRA, which I was thinking about doing. And I'm kind of sad that I didn't because, well, I didn't know the stock markets were going to be manipulated that quickly, that soon, and that fast. Well, quickly and fast are the same thing. I just didn't know it was going to happen. And I was literally the day before the stock market like rebounded like that, I was going to convert over to a Roth IRA, which would have meant that my taxes of when I converted would have been really, really low. Now I just don't know what to do. So I'm just like, whatever. But if I had a little bit more financial literacy, I probably would have done that stock or done that conversion from my 401k to my Roth IRA to a Roth IRA. Um, yeah. So that's pretty much everything that I want to talk about for this week for all of you. Um, just do your taxes, number one. Start thinking about some of the things that you want to do for side gigs. Go to the SBA, get a mentor, and start putting together a plan. I may have some news next week because, and here's the last thing I will tell you. Um, Sometimes they say it's not what you know, but it's who you know. And I actually think it's not, it's who you know, but it's also what you know. And I have not been able to get interviews at all for like jobs. Like I've just been like putting in for jobs and trying out things and going to different meetings and networking as much as possible. And then I got two job interviews, and both of them came from people I knew. And so I don't know how it's going to turn out. But I will keep all of you in the know. But do know this, that if you're somebody that's looking for a job, start looking through your networks as well, because I just couldn't believe at the speed that things were progressing for like these jobs that previously like I would never been able to get my hands on. Um, One I think is a long shot anyway, but I was just like, okay, the other one seems like it's really tangible and could happen and may have more good news behind it. So I'm going to remind you, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, you need to get one, set one up. Maybe what I can do is a whole live on how to set up your LinkedIn, but you got to be able to set it up. Make sure it's got a professional background, professional picture. Um, you have to like populate your main page with things like your education, your background, your previous jobs. Find some people from your previous jobs that can write you recommendations, strong ones, where you don't have penmanship ish or not penmanship, grammatical errors in them. You want to have all of that front and center, and then go around and start following all these people and try to communicate with some people and see if there are people who you can network through, groups that you can join. LinkedIn is great because it is an easier way to network than just saying, I'm going to go walk outside and go find somebody and network with them. But sometimes networks work. Now, will this network of mine work? I don't know, but I hope so. All right. On that note, now I'm done. Just going to give you a reminder again. Again, my name is Coffee Brown. You see it over there. And this channel is called Koffee Spills the Tea. I'm going to ask you, as always, if you could please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and hit the all for it so that every time I upload a video, you get a copy, or you get a notification, rather, not a copy. You get a notification that I have uploaded video. And then share this with of other women in your network, other people you think that could use or be helped by or have their noggin stimulated with some of the things that I'm talking about. This is how my channel grows. This is how my algorithms, or how I get the correct algorithm so I can pull in the correct people into this channel and we can kind of grow this community. And as always, if you have some ideas or if you can add on to what I'm talking about, go ahead and put some comments down there in the comment section and let me know, because I'm always going to be here to see what I can do to help people out and to learn. All right. All of you have a great day, great evening, great future if I am not in the future, and file your taxes. And I will see you sometime probably early next week. Bye, everybody.